Thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimpcast. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimpcast. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimpcast. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp. Hey, baby. You know what's good? You're here with the good the Velvet Juggernaut. You know how we do things around this motherfucker here.
You know what's the motherfucking Juggernaut?
I think I told you already. You know how we do it in this thing here? We with the Velvet Vibes Pimpcast. If you're a new listener, we talk all about it. You better follow us in the Velvet Vibes Pimpcast group. You better get ready to be a good old listener, because you might as well hit that subscribe button, because we're going to get real here today. We got the whole cast here. It ain't just me. I got the posse with me. I got here Lynneopoly. Tell them all about it, Lynneopoly.
Hey.
Hey, you know what you finna get? What's she finna get?
A bomb.
Not just a bomb. She finna get a good old air. Yeah, she know what happens around this thing here. And then we have a gentleman by the name of Now I'm gonna save that for later.
It's too early.
I'm gonna save that for later. I got here the Sawildchild. Let me go ahead and make a good sound effect for him.
Wild child.
Man, I'm on cup 2. Let's get through.
You hear that you just reminded me that my cup is empty. And that should not be the case.
That definitely should never be the case.
Never the case. I'm finna change that after we let you know who else in the building. The good old ScorpionKing. What's good, my nigga? Scorpion.
Get over here! ScorpionKing.
Tired, boss. Tired.
Oh, it's...
What?
And with that being said, somebody's gonna go ahead and get themselves an early bum here. We got some good shit for you, like we always do. You know what's good. You're here with the good old Pimpcast. I was sitting back, thinking hard, like I always do.
Way back.
Yeah, way back, like I was sitting on a Cadillac seat, listening to Do or Die. And, and I thought about this. We all seen a film by the name of Child's Play.
Okay.
And we're familiar with Chucky.
Yeah.
And Chucky called himself a good guy.
Yeah, he did.
And then Chucky turned out to not be a good guy.
Okay.
Chucky turned from what was his name? His name wasn't even originally Chucky. It was...
Oh, shoot.
I think his name was Chucky.
Yeah, his name was Chucky right off the back. Yeah, because he was like, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?"
Yeah, that's right.
But he was supposedly a gentleman. And then it turns out Chucky was a piece of shit. And then I said, hold on. Can't this be applied to the dating world?
Okay.
So, just to dive right into this shit like we always do. First off, is the good guy worse than the bad guy from time to time? Slash, in our case, we got one lady in the house that goes to her. But for us, is the good girl worse than the bad girl sometimes?
That's a tough question. You know what? I'm not going to answer first. I'm tired of answering first. I'm not going to answer first.
You're on strike?
Yeah, I'm on strike. I'm on strike right now.
Okay. The Velvet Juggernaut will speak on it. I'll say yes. But of course not all the time, but we can't always fall for this is a good person. Just because there's a lot of people that do things that a lot of good people do. Like, we've all met girls probably that say, hey, I just read and stay home and etc. and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm more into Pokemon and Harry Potter books. I don't go to the club. I just stay home and I don't hang with thotties. So in our eyes, we're like, man, this is a really good girl.
Yeah.
It's not always the case. And I'll make it personal. And y'all can give me feedback on something I've been through. I'm gonna tell you something I've been through.
Goddamn right, I'm giving you feedback.
Yeah, I love to hear the feedback. And I'm open from everybody, from every angle. And I'm ashamed. Part of this I am ashamed of, but I'm still, even when I'm ashamed, I still tell it like it is. A few years back, I met a chick. I should have knew because I met this chick in the club.
Okay.
As we discussed in our group about doing that.
Yeah.
But I met this chick in the club. We talked, and she gave me the same spiel that they always say. This is a rare moment for me. I normally don't go out.
Right.
I'm just out with my friend or something. It's her birthday, whatever the case was. So I was like, cool. When I started talking to her, she was like, I'm vegan. I like to go hiking and read and take care of my kids and etc. So I was like, cool. And she said her favorite thing was going to church.
Okay.
I'm a good old Southern boy from the good old Mississippi that came up in a religious way.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, I'm with that. Our first date was at church.
Okay.
So I went with her to church. We went to this church. She said it was her church. Her church members was asking who I was and, oh, are y'all in a relationship? So it was a little pressure. And I'm like, no, we just this and that. We came together and there was like, we really want to see you around, brother, after this. After we left church, she said, you down to go to the bar?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Wait, so when you left church?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like 12 p.m., 1 p.m.?
Huh?
Wasn't that like 12 p.m., 1 p.m.? And you going to the bar?
Yeah, it was like 1 p.m. We went to the bar. First, I did tell her my concerns about doing this.
Okay.
Following church, especially, I can't play like I don't go to these places, but the order of this was very concerning. So we went to the bar.
Okay.
We left the bar. We went to the strip club.
What?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What is that, like 5 in the afternoon now?
Yeah. So I'm not one to judge, but I was thinking, is this was the first part of this date a persona or going to follow in us talking? I end up severing my ties after noticing.
How long? That's not what I need.
Like 4 months or something.
Look at that. Off the bat, you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And my point, what I was going to say was that I feel like y'all are more aware of the good girl and stuff like that than we are of the good guy. You know? Like, you knew.
She's trash.
You knew.
Yeah.
But you said, you know what? I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah. And
You
that's why I said
know.
I'm going to be vulnerable here. But tell me all about it.
But I'm just saying, so you didn't think she was a good girl.
Yeah, that first day, after that date, I was kind of like, And she followed it up the following morning by sending me more Bible verses for the day. And
So in other words, that's what church was.
That's what I was.
Wow.
You know what,
Nah, I gotta agree with the not being listening. Like,
I agree. I'm not even arguing this.
Yeah, she went to church, but that was like her cover up. That was like her two-face. Like,
I want to tell you, that was in the 4 months that we talked, that was the last time we went. It was the first date was the last time.
Oh
we
yeah,
went.
that was a gimmick, bro.
Yeah.
That was definitely a gimmick.
I'm gonna say FYI from experience.
I'm gonna let S.A. Wildchild finish. I'm finna hold you accountable for that comment too. Where did I fuck up here?
I'm looking into the clouds, y'all.
Well, from the muscle, I ain't gonna lie. She already, after you went from church to the strip club, is what you
To the
said?
bar first.
To the bar. So after the church to the bar, you were like, already off that muscle right there. I'm like, yo, yeah, we about to. I'm already knowing. I'm already lining up. I'm already lining up for the finish at the end of the night. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm lining up right on up for the finish at the end of the night.
Would you have left that date saying, boy, this is a good girl?
You know what? I can't say I would have left it because you took me to two places that wasn't good after you took me to one good place. Or I will even say an alleged good place.
So what math can you make out of this?
So the math I'm making is like, your church going is a cover up for you being Miss Nasty Thug Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So at that point, then I just make a decision. Like, now, are you gonna be the one and done?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be the one and done, or am I gonna keep you on the squad for XYZ?
Mm-hmm.
Or or
you just don't take her serious.
Maybe I'm intrigued, and maybe I do want to know more to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what goals and values are. You never know.
You have a conflicting lifestyle.
Maybe. But like, you know what? If she could go to church and actually drink like 7 shots, I might want to get to know more. You know what I'm saying? I never know. I never know.
And you know what happens right behind that? It's happening super early here today.
I'm just saying, like, and I would say I don't have that persona. I'm just that guy.
You make it known who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not, because Chucky.
Church, but I'm not saying I don't, have my religious beliefs or anything like that. And I'm not saying I ain't gonna about to drink you under the table.
And that don't validate your religion.
They don't validate nothing, who, what, when, where, why, anything like that. I ain't saying I ain't about to go bold, have a good time. I just have a good time, man. I just try to live my life.
And this shows here how bad. Of course, I know better now, and I know better then too. But I would act accordingly now, is what I'm saying. But Lynneopoly hit it on the spot. If I sit here and be like, I didn't know, that would be bullshit.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
That means you blind and retarded.
Yeah. I know what it was. And I think I felt like you said, I was just like, well, let's see what happens.
You roll the dice, you know what I'm saying?
The dice rolled,
roll the dice.
And the results of the dice was the same exact thing that we already all established. It's bullshit. I'm checking out. I'm cool on you.
Right.
But
yeah, and at the same time, like, I don't want to sit here like I'm judging,
mm-hmm.
Because I drink. I'm drinking right now. I have "What Would Jesus Do" tattooed on me, so it's just like, I'm not trying to be.
Don't drink on that side.
I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but I'm just like,
So
come on now.
I feel like Lynneopoly takes shots in Jesus' name.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
Right, in Jesus' name.
Do you say your grace when you drink?
No.
Don't say your grace. Please don't.
But like some, actions don't always necessarily mean you can't judge a person based off like their hobbies.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Even if your hobby is the strip club.
You can't. But I feel like at that point when you saw this whole day progress, you should take her out of the wholesome category. You should be like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave you in the middle.
And we're gonna.
I have no idea where you're supposed to be. I'm just gonna be right here.
Let's see where else this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But not wholesome.
Yeah, look.
At that point, I'm already determined. I'm like a chess player. I'm 2 steps ahead. I'm trying to figure it out. What I'm about to do, where I want to put her in the real talk.
So
even if it's wholesome or wholesome. Just saying. Just saying.
Sometimes it goes like that, But so check this out. Now the ScorpionKing was gonna take us to a place. Sounds like he's been down this road. What happened to you with a church woman?
Well, I'm gonna say is I've been on the road twice. From experience.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, cause back at home, they always tell, the old people used to tell us, you want to find you a good girl, go to church, right? So, yeah, I did it twice, and
did a lie detector determine that was a lie?
Exactly. That was the worst one.
Period, or for the most part, what you experienced?
What I experienced.
So, what happened?
They charge you to church, like you said, as a cover up, but behind closed doors, they're a whole different person.
I want to know details about this. So, you dated a chick from the church. You don't have to drop no names or nothing like that, but what took place?
I mean, at first, everything was good. We were just chilling. Then, basically, you just get that one bad person, just ruin everything and change the whole persona.
What did this one bad person do? Rip their pants off?
No, they didn't do that.
You can plead the fifth.
Or you can plead the fifth.
They let you skeet on her face. Let's get down to some.
If you do that?
Yeah. Or is there a time frame when that can happen and you still in the wholesome?
Let me take this one first.
You go.
I'm gonna take this first. I think And I think Kevin Hart said it once, and I definitely agree. I always said this, and he ran with it, and he said it properly. Your nastiness level, even if I think everybody in here is a nasty motherfucker. First off, everybody has established that we're all nasty motherfuckers.
I never said that.
Based on some of the things that we've.
A lot that you determined. That was a lot. Just saying, bro. I'm saying, man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Bill.
So I always had a theory that I lived by. Okay. If you want to get nasty, you can't get nasty immediately.
Who said?
Wow. Let me tell you, and I want you to hold your thought because you seem like you get nasty immediately. But I have a process. It's called it's called the nastiness progression meter. So when you get with a girl, you use your progression meter. So when you first mess around sexually, you just do it. I'm not saying it's got to be whack. You just have sex. You just kiss, put it in, have sex. You don't scream. You don't turn backflips. You don't pull out the blue magic. You don't say, "Can I put a Pringle on your butt cheek?" You don't do anything like that. And say, "I want to put stacks on stacks on stacks," or whatever they want to call it.
Okay.
Once you pop, you can't stop. You don't tell them that. Just do it. And then the next day, you probably may or may not talk about it. Boy, that was good. Or you make me feel away. The second day, you might get slightly nastier. Fast forward, maybe 4 or 5 times in, you might make more noise than you normally do. Not like no punk bitch. Not nothing like that.
Right.
But you might say shit. You might be like, "Damn, ooh, baby. Oh yeah, you like that shit." You might start talking a little. You might be a little more vocal. Then you might be like, "Have you ever tried vibrators? Have you ever tried a magic wand? Have you ever tried this? I bought some lingerie online. I want you to try on." You might start being like, "Okay, so I'm nasty. I wasn't hiding this. I just didn't want to, you can't walk in and say, 'I see we're about to have sex. Bring the pork and beans, bring the pineapples.'" Like, you can't do that because then it may be like, "I don't know about this person." And I see Wildchild is, he looks like he has some sort of frustration. Tell me what you think. And I want to hear everybody.
First of all, you ain't shit for pork and beans, bro, and pineapples. I don't even know where you get this shit from. First off.
You can imagine what happens when I do that.
I really don't want to know what happens. I really don't.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. You can keep that on the hush. Keep it on the hush.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah, I don't say shit. But this is what I say in regards to it. I go with what she shows. Mm-hmm. So if she shows that
she nasty right off the bat,
she nasty right off the muscle, then I can't just let her defeat me.
I agree with that.
I can't just let that happen. Now, if she's not showing any nasty, I have to show her some nasty in order to be like intrigue her
to continue
our nastiness.
And be like, "Okay, it turns out both of us nasty, so why we playing?"
now we double dutching on nasty. You know what I'm saying? Now we tug of war on nasty. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out who's nastier.
Oh my god.
So that's the way I portray it, bro. It's like if she come off the jump nasty, I'm like, "Oh no, I'm about to come off the ceiling fan and I'm about to Tarzan your ass."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Beat on my chest a little bit.
You might walk around like you got an S on your chest.
Right, you know what I'm saying? We might do some things, you know what I'm saying? I might have to muscle you, flip you upside down, you know what I'm saying? Might have to spin you a little sit and spin or something like that. You never know, bro. You never know. You never know. Now, if she come in like, church girl Susie in here, then I gotta bring out Suzanne. You know what I'm saying? I gotta bring out
You're
Suzanne.
like, "I want to see Susan."
Yeah, I want to see Susie. I want to see Suzanne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and pull out.
I'm gonna bring her out. So I have to bring that out of her.
So that's what T.I. meant when he said, "Dun dun dun, bring him up, bring him up."
Yeah. Bring them out.
It's hard to do it. It's hard to do it with the Peter in your mouth. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we're talking.
But it was.
It was really good until you went there.
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were
All
talking.
the vibes was there and you went there.
But it was a coded message.
ScorpionKing, we just gonna move on. ScorpionKing.
Something's wrong with
So,
that, y'all. I don't know.
how do you
go after you after that.
Yeah. How do you determine how quick you show that you are a nasty motherfucker?
Well, I can agree with the white side, man. I mean, she bring nasty, you gotta bring too.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I mean, because you never know.
Now you gonna pass her up in nasty and make her wonder, or are you gonna meet her where she at?
It depends on how nasty she goes.
So
how did we get here?
Because the good guys don't finish last. Sometimes the good guys finish first because they wasn't worth a damn. And we're going some other places with this.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait to get to the good guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to that.
Yeah.
I like that.
We coming. Because we finna see what Chucky got.
Right now we at Chucky with the blade, with the cleaver, bro.
Yeah, we already at Chucky.
We already at Chucky with the cleaver.
Yeah. We gotta show how the good guys.
We gotta get Chucky still in the box on the shelf.
Okay.
He's trying to get out.
He still want to just play, you know? We still there.
I think everybody showed that they are super nasty here. So, let's get to some, as they would say, some meat. Some potatoes.
That's what she said.
I'm sure she did say that. I'm sure that was her request. And I threw it out there because I knew someone would go ahead and grab it.
Oh, I gotta grab it.
So let's just say this. You know how she does it. So let's do this. I've heard this a million times, and a lot of people in the air, all of us might have heard this a million times.
Okay.
I've dealt with pieces of shit women. We've probably all dealt with pieces of shit women, and then some dealt with pieces of shit men. Yeah. I saw her approaching the microphone, and I wanted her to know that I was aware she was in the house, and she just got it again. Up that thing here. Now, I've dealt with people that was clearly a piece of shit, and then they turn around and they wonder how I treat them, why I treat them, or I'm just like, right. I'll see you on such and such day, Friday at 11:30, because I'm not trying to be like, let's go on a date, because I know you ain't shit.
That's right.
And I don't see you as like this. But there's a lot of females, and I'm gonna start with Sawildchild, and I don't think you need to think on this one, because I'm sure you heard this one. You might go right off the bat on this.
Come on.
Have you had a female that you're dealing with that you don't treat her bad? You're not just walking around, dogging her or nothing.
Right.
But you may not be giving her the time, or you may not be putting the effort that she probably wants you to put in.
Right.
And then they turn around and say this, I'm wifey material. Like I'm wifey material. You should treat me like this.
Right.
And I always felt like if you're wifey material, you don't have to say that.
Right.
You don't have to tell me this. So what is wifey material? Because I think it's a lot of women out there that don't know what that is.
You know what? That's a great question.
What makes you say, now, hold on, I might stop.
I feel like white material doesn't really need to be discussed. I actually think it's more of a emotion and action. Like, it's something that you ain't gotta be like, oh, it's something that you ain't gotta think about. If she's wifey material, then I'll stop doing nigga shit.
Yeah.
Keep the wifey material.
Hold on. That's a bomb right off the bat. Because you know it's talking to go. Keep talking to me.
So, it's one of those things that it may take we'll go back to it. Like, you can't make a man do shit. You can't make him do nothing. Mm-hmm. In an instance, so you can't do it. So, in the event that when he discovers, or even when he's out of himself to discover wifey material, then he will.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will. So, I think wifey material doesn't go on the materialistics of like, she can cook, she can clean, it goes over the more lines deeper of how she make me feel. Is she gonna be there through my bad first? And then she gonna continue to ride for me through my good and still make me make those executive decisions when it's good and have that viewpoints and input and everything like that. So I think that goes along the lines of the wifey material. Like, you still carrying her on your back, but if she see a crack, she's like, hey, it's a crack right there. You might wanna avoid that. It might hurt your toe. It might mess up your shoes or whatever the case may be.
She has a genuine interest in your better...
Interest in my better nature and interest in,
your well-being.
My well-being, my next move.
I've seen this a lot of times, and just like you hit a point there too. Like, it's kind of like, and I could compare this to this, but I'm going somewhere with it. Like when you get a roommate. Right. If you ever had your own apartment, or somebody come and live with you, and they're like, the first thing they do is like, You're like, oh, I'm finna take out the trash. They're like, no, I'll take it out. You're like, oh, I'm washing the dishes. I'll get it. I got this. So they're showing you all their quote unquote, air quotes, good qualities.
Right.
And you're like, man, I really like this person living with us.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? I decided to put extra on the rent. You guys just pay $100. I'll pay $600 because I'm just a great person.
Right.
That's bullshit. Not all the time, but a lot of times that's bullshit. That's them making you be like, oh my God, you know, you could stay here forever.
Right.
The same thing happens with a female in a relationship. They might get with you and they might be like, oh, I'll do this. I got the laundry. Don't touch that. I already cooked. Some people, this is real life. This is how they move. I'm in that situation. This is really how she moves. But then there's people that's like, they do that to cause you to be a part of it. And that's not how it really go down. When you get with them, that's not how it really go down. And then she'd live in the Chucky or Chuckette. she live in the Chuckette.
What's the bride of Chucky name? I can't think of her name. I can't even think of her name. I just call her the bride of Chucky.
Chucky's thought. So, ScorpionKing, what defined wifey material to you? That you can actually believe that this ain't bullshit.
Niggas gotta say I do around here one day.
Yeah.
Or if not, yeah.
This gentleman has a smile on his face. I'm gonna just give him a bone just for grinning so large because this must hit the what is it? The nail got smacked on it.
So much. I mean, like the way I said, you gotta do more than just cooking and cleaning. You know what I mean? You gotta, like you said, you gotta show. You know, through the good, the bad, the ugly, the what. You know what I mean? Like I said, you gotta be there for everything in particular. You know, no matter what the situation is. I mean, like you said, if you say you wife material, don't just say it, show it. Because there's a lot of people out here that say they wife material or they, I say even husband material, and they can say it all day, but your actions speak louder than your words.
As I think I'm gonna I'm gonna do it because the Sawildchild is back. He had to urinate. I know he called me out last time.
Ooh, put them guns, bro. Hey, put the machine guns on right now. You know what it is.
It happened. Oh, and it was a bomb as well. So talk to me, Lynneopoly. I want her to get on. What is husband material?
I gotta hear this shit.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because we gotta hear it. We can't just hear it from a male's perspective, and you can run off on a tangent because you got that. I'm going to run off on a tangent expression on your face.
I can't wait to hear this shit.
Can I just change my name to like Sway for a second?
I
don't got the answers.
You're gonna make us say how? How Sway?
I don't got the answers.
No. What qualities make you be like, I don't think that this is Chucky. I don't think this is good guy. This actually ain't worth shit. What make you say this guy? I think he's for real.
I gotta kick him right after you answer that.
Yeah, hold that shit.
Honestly, it's super rough to tell. Like, it's no real way to even tell. Like, you can't go off a person's actions. You can't go off what people say. There's nothing you can really go off of. I think, like, as I say, time. Like, you just sit back and watch. And the consistency. It's how consistent they are in certain stuff. Like, you know, how much they're there for you. Honesty. Like, are they really being honest? Or are you catching them in lies one after another type thing? Like, just, you know, stuff like that. Consistency and time.
That kind of goes into what we said, because she actually hit my point perfectly. Because you can do all the stuff you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Are you doing it to impress me? Or this is how you do? Is this how you... Yeah.
I agree with that, man. Even from personal experience, I know I'm not the most consistent. And I know I'm not the most that puts in time and effort, really. Because I like I said, I just do. Mm-hmm. Like, I just go and I just do. So I wouldn't say that I'm the best at it in any way, shape, or form. But I know when I am doing, I do. Yeah. When I can, I will. You know, so. But I'm not saying I'm the best at all. I know still I need to work on. So
don't we all?
And just like with that, like when I know that that's what you're about, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to think about, oh, did you miss my birthday because you forgot it?
Right.
Or because you genuinely were busy or something like that, you know?
Mm.
So it's just like stuff like that. Like when I know that information, I can say, oh, he just was really busy. He just couldn't do it right now, you know? And not speculate and say he just forgot he was out celebrating with those other...
Yeah.
The other bitches.
Yeah.
Exactly. So check this out. She helped escort me right where I really want to go with this.
Right.
Did you find out that somebody else wasn't shit?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, I know a lot of people that ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. That's not even
You have
the
that somebody's ain't shit face.
Oh, yeah.
So watch this. We kind of touched on this on our live, and if y'all following us in the Velvet Vibes Pimpcast, you will know. If you ain't, then you know what you need to do.
That's right.
So we were talking about how hard it is now versus how it used to be
Right.
to even be in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So check me out here. Do you still believe in love at all? Now, and the reason I say this, everybody sitting in this room, we know it exists, but how strong is your belief in like, oh, it's out there, or these hoes ain't shit for Lynneopoly, these niggas ain't shit, like,
Right.
because it's serious out there.
I'm answering last. I told you I'm trying to answer first. I'm on strike.
Okay, cool.
I'm on strike.
Cool, you could go on strike. I'm gonna say this. I feel pleased to, especially that I look around and I see how people move all around, period. I just see what people do and I'm like, wow. And it's crazy because I've never been like, I know what's going on, but I kind of feel like the old man, like, whoa, that's what they doing out there?
Yeah.
That's what they,
Yeah.
I didn't know they do that. Like, so I'm feeling like that right now. And so I really feel like if I was single as of now, I would be like, I'm not even out here like, man, I hope I find somebody I could settle down with. Of course, everybody want that. But I don't think I would be like, I'm active. I'm out here like really looking for it. I would just be like, whatever happens, because it's real out there. So my belief in it is really poor, really skeptical. I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but I'm really like, it's some Santa Claus shit to me. Like if I see the reindeers come through, I might be like, oh, it is real. But I'm not out there being like, it's down the road.
And I'll go right now.
Yeah, go for it.
And I think that I agree with you 100% on that. It's really hard out here to say, hey, I trust you. I can trust you with my next moves. I can understand you with my next moves when you see so much and you just know so much in regards to wisdom. Like it's hard to trust the next person with your moves and to accept and take on your moves on top of their moves. So, because you got to do both. If you're going to be in a relationship, you got to take on my moves and I got to take on your moves and we got to be on the same page. So that's hard. That's hard. It ain't nothing to play with. So I feel like, especially nowadays, it's gonna take some time because you got fuck boys and these hoes out here, or you know what, I won't say hoes. These females out here looking for
those that do that are hoes. Because this is not a generalized statement. It's just to the hoes.
You know what?
So you can say those hoes.
You know what? I would call them just general. Say we got male go getters, we got female go getters. We want to get whatever the fuck.
Trap all day.
If you want some help with that, I found out what the bride of Chucky's name is, so you can start calling him that.
What's her
name's Tiffany.
Okay.
That is.
Tiffany's out here. No offense to real Tiffany's, but
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, all y'all Tiffany.
You got Chucky with the blade, or what was his real name? It was trapped in the body.
Charles Lee Ray.
Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah.
So we gonna discuss it like that. So we got the Chuckies and the Tiffany's, and we got the Charles, and we just gonna say brides of Chucky. So you got them both. Like they're out here. They're out here.
Yeah.
But it's all about figuring it out. Like, cause I know women that should be like, oh yeah. Side note, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to one of my line brothers. When we was back in the Gap, we called them free meal sluts. Back in the gap, we called them free meal sluts. So I can't say that they're not out there. I mean, you see them on Facebook where I seen the clip on Facebook where Shorty was like, yeah, I'm about to use this cat. Like, he about to take me on a date. He about to do this.
Might have been in our group.
Rub the toes. And then she dipped out on him. And then she dipped out on him. And she like literally snapped everything.
Everything but tag his name.
She snapped it all. Like, she was even in the car talking about like, yeah, he getting gas. He give me like Skittles and whatnot.
Have him looking crazy.
Just snapping everything. So like stuff like that just makes me hesitant about the female race. Like, just period.
Yeah.
No, it lets me know that, hey, just as good as you treat me is as good as I'm gonna treat you. I mean, and that's what it boils down to, whether we in a relationship or not.
Period.
Like, just as good as you gonna treat me is as good as I'm gonna treat you.
It boils down.
Put a title on it or nothing like that. It's just good vibes.
That boils down to the golden rule. How they say, treat others as you would, want to be treated or whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't have to be actively out here to be aware. It's just like stuff, like I said, stuff I see here from friends that I just see randomly on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, looking on YouTube, seeing what people like how you said, oh girl did that. People do some real fuck shit, and they don't know that they playing with people's minds, their hearts, or the way they actually feel about you, and they can't get around to taking it no further because you're showing me, just like I said in my situation, you're showing me that you ain't shit.
Right.
And what we just established as far as a wifey material, you would think to yourself, like, I want to know, yeah, I want you to cook and clean. That's not it. I want to know if I was in a bind for money, would you be there? If I was like, hey, I might go to jail, would you be there? Right. If I was like, I'm going through situations with child support, would you be like, fuck you, I'm out? Like, if I fail at my goals, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying if the things I want to do, would you be like, I'm still here? Like,
I think that's the scary thing, because like when you're in a relationship and you're like, oh, you see the love is there and you see the stuff that's happening, like, oh, this person consistently cleans, consistently cooks, but it's just like, if something else happens, I don't know how you're going to handle that thing, because this is new.
Mm-hmm.
This is new information, so how are you going to handle that situation that's thrown at us?
Mm-hmm.
So it's still kind of like, even though you're like, oh, I'm so in love, I really like this person, it's like you still have that little bit of fear
that somebody could check out at any time.
Yeah, the next situation. And the thing is, I feel like, too, that it's different nowadays because, like back then, like back with our parents, people would give advice like, hey, you should stick with them. You got to keep the family together. It's all about the marriage. Oh, he's out here cheating and doing this, so what? You got to just stay. They'll convince you to stay. Nowadays, you say, oh, he forgot to wash the dishes. You need to get rid of him. Right. It's like,
he ain't helping around the house, dip out.
Exactly. People are quick to go at a drop of a hat. And it's not even a consistent mistake. It's just one mistake, they're done.
People even give that advice for their personal reasons. That's what's crazy.
It's true.
Like, I can be cool. I can just say me and Sawildchild, we always go to the club. We always hang out every day. Like, after work, I get with him daily. More than I do now. Like, daily. Like, every day I'm with him.
Yeah.
Then he gets in a relationship, and we don't kick it as much as we used to. Luckily, I'm in a situation, but I'm at the point in my life, I understand that. He's like, oh, me and my girl, we have to do this. Oh, me and my girl, we have plans. And we'll kick it when we kick it. And I won't feel that our friendship has changed at all, period.
Right.
I will be understanding. If anything changes in his life, that he's like, hey, I have my child more often than I used to. I understand that. I'm an adult. But most people see stuff like that and they're like, oh, you changed, man. You ain't, So personally, they're feeling like, I wish he wasn't in a relationship. Right. I wish he was single. All the people that's looking at you saying, I'm really happy for you, bro. And you're like, yeah, I'm thinking about proposing. They're like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. They're really thinking, I hope she say no. I hope she finds something that he used to do. Or I hope he finds something that she used to do. That's something. And that's the way when you come to your friend saying, yeah, man, I'm going through this. I saw something in her phone. Or they're not saying that you should stick it out. Y'all need to talk about it. They're like, shit, if I was you, I'd be gone. Fuck that bitch. This, etc. And the thing about it, if you move off that type of information, you're not doing what you want to do. And the first thing they tell you, what do dudes tell other dudes? Let's keep it a buck here. When dudes get single, they be like, oh, yeah, we end up breaking up. we hurt for that. We can't just play like we don't hurt. Yeah, I'm like, fuck that bitch. We do that with people we don't care about, but we actually hurt for it. And then when it happens, the first thing your friend may tell you is the worst advice you can ever hear. Oh shit, you want to go to strip club? No. Like, if it was just some girl I was fucking around with and then it don't work out, then I'm like, shit, let's do it. Let's move around. Fuck that, you know. But if I cared about her, I might mope around. I might eat the ice cream. Why y'all think the girls just eat the ice cream? I might eat the ice cream and watch Netflix.
Sitting there watching Friends and shit. You know?
I might sit around with a bucket of ice cream and then my homeboy saying, you want to go to the strip club? No, I'm
See,
cool.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, the lines nowadays are super blurred.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't need to be eating no ice cream. Like, back in the day, y'all used to just hit your chest and say, I'm gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Keep on going.
That's like, Martin, I'm gonna be alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's like it's like free meal dudes out here, you know. So
Big facts. Big facts.
and it's crazy. It's so blurred. Like everybody's just doing everything.
Yeah, and that's why I say that, because I've been to the point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happened, and most of the time that was the case. And the few times I cared, I was like, oh shit, I have feelings, because that used to be my thing. I used to always be like, I don't have feelings, so I can't get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard that phrase. I used to always say that. When stuff happened, they'd be like, oh, you good? I'm like, I don't have feelings, so I can't get hurt because I don't have feelings. But I found out that's false. Don't play.
I used to not give no fucks.
Used to?
I still give no fucks now.
Oh, okay.
I think my gives no fucks is growing.
Yeah.
But I think when I was married and then I got divorced for real, I think it even still now, 2 years divorced, I think I still have this mirage of knowing what that's like in regards to being married. So even though my gives no fucks mentality is very, very high, if somebody makes a case, then I could become vulnerable. So it's one of those things to where it's both, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's both, and it's tough. Even after 2 years of being married, because we did everything. 3 years of everything. You know?
Then that shit affects how you move going forward.
And so how I move, and now the new world and everything, and you know,
shit changed.
All this shit and all these women doing everything that they do. It's like it's hard to be like, yeah, let me put my trust in you. You know, to do what I need to do. It's hard to do that. So I can't even still now, it's hard. Even after 2 years, it's still hard.
It's so crazy how aware we are, but still, we still like, wow, that's what they doing?
Yeah.
Like, we know that, but it's still, people never cease to make you go, wow, that's what they doing out here.
I mean, I think any aspect, like he or she can show you greatness, but if you felt like your past is your past and it's tough, you still gonna question their greatness, no matter what.
I'm telling you, that's exactly why I'm willing to have my cats and just stay and stay in the house. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy, and that's the path I'm on. Like, I'm gonna just give me a dog, and you know,
you kind of be like, whatever happened, right?
Live my
get a prostitute every now and then.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I can get my meat weight. You know what I'm saying? Hit back page if it still exists. You know what I'm saying?
You should do? I might do this too. If it doesn't work out where I'm at, you should go to Florida. You know how people retire in Florida?
Yo, FYI,
in the little communities?
I know my homegirl stayed in Florida, so she told me it's real nice out there. Like,
I'm telling
real
you,
nice.
when you get old, the
I'm
little
talking
communities.
about the swingers clubs and the naked nude beaches and
you just gonna do that?
Rocking is rocking.
Swingers
I'm
parties.
telling you, I might go out there. I'm gonna have cats though, but I'm gonna go out there.
How many? Thinking 1 or 2. Like,
No,
it sounds like you about to have like 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking 9 or 10.
No, you tripping.
She's thinking about having a family.
I'm gonna become like hoarders.
She like, I'm gonna have a family no matter what happens.
You really ain't getting no man no 9 cats. I'm
Yeah.
thinking. This is what I would say. For every year that you go without, just go ahead and get another cat.
Yeah.
So I'll say that. So like you start year 1, you know, you figure it out.
One pussy
and
per year.
That goes through 365. Happy New Year. Just go ahead. Happy New Year. Get you a second cat.
So now, if I do it, do I get rid of a cat?
Well,
do I have to lose a cat because I
No, because it'll remind you.
Oh,
it'll remind you. So
it's the anniversary.
like you start. Hey, year 1, I'm gonna get a cat. You go 365, right? Nothing's going on. Happy New Year. year 2, add a second cat. Remind you. It's a reminder.
That's a good idea.
1 pussy per year.
This. I don't think that'll work for me. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Sawildchild@gmail.com. Look,
That's Sawildchild@gmail.com.
I'm gonna have to record her doing that. It's just gonna be a drop that come out of nowhere sometime.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna push the button.
I'm gonna need that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna need that.
Fuck a bum.
Yeah, fuck a bum. I just need that. You're like, oh, did you hit the button? Sawildchild. I need that, bro.
I might even do it in auto tune.
Yeah, I need that, bro. Please and thank you. I need that.
So tell me, ScorpionKing, where do you stand on as far as
we ain't heard from him in a long time. We've been doing all this talking. We ain't heard from him in a minute.
That's why I'm remembering the same question we were talking about.
There you go.
I don't want to change it. How much do you believe in love currently now? Not how it used to be, but like if you actually been like, okay, cool, I want to settle down. As far as what you see going on and what everybody see going on, are you like, I think I see it already, or it might be out there, or it's going to be tough trying to say this is what it is?
I mean, I can say it's out there, but as of right now, I'm not looking for it. Because this day and age, there's a lot of people that fall in love so quick. They can, like I said, they can know you for about 3 weeks to a month, and already they fall in love with you.
I love you, Big Papa.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere, and then get mad if you don't respond back.
You sound like you've been through this.
I have. I mean,
how do you respond to that in a short time? How do you respond to "I love you"?
I'm gonna tell you. I was out and about, and I was in a relationship, and just out of the blue, she just text me and said, "I love you." So,
how long had y'all been talking?
I say 2 months.
I mean, personally, I don't feel like depending on what was going on in those 2 months, what was transpiring in those 2 months, I would say if she said I love you, I'm not saying like in love, but I would say love you to where like
I care, I give a fuck about you.
Like baby, you were doing and she was doing and y'all was doing, and that's what transpired.
I mean, it took me at least 15 minutes to respond back.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I mean, me, within that 2 months, I didn't know where if this gonna take place, go further, or it's just on and off situation. So that's why it took me so long to respond back.
Wait, so were you in an actual relationship, or this was just somebody, like, did you say this is my girlfriend?
We were talking. We ain't made it official yet.
Oh,
Okay. So 5 months for officialcy, 2 months she was already in love.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of agree with what you were saying. That's like, watch out. Like, if you with somebody daily for a month or two, and y'all together every day, y'all spend a whole lot of time together, we probably shouldn't. It depends on how you feel about each other. I can't say you shouldn't do that, but if you say I love you in a short amount of time, I won't feel as weird. If I don't,
what transpired.
Yeah, because we spend every day together, so our feelings are moving quicker. That's why some people, they be together every day for 2 months, and then they be like, "We're ready to get married." I wouldn't do that, but I see that, and I'm like, well,
I got you.
I see why y'all doing that. I ain't gonna do it, but I see why y'all doing it. But at the same time, if you just kick it with somebody, I saw you Thursday, I might see you next Thursday or the Thursday after next, and then you bust out with that. Even to me, even terms of endearment is wild. Like, I'm sure I don't know, maybe even Lynneopoly, we might all have been through it. But you mess around one time, maybe twice, and they're like, "Hey, babe, I saw this cool movie, babe." And you're kind of like, "Babe? Did you call me babe or hun?" And you're just like, you could just still address me by my name.
I've been through this.
I would even say to that nowadays, like we talking about nowadays.
Yeah, we talking about right now.
Talking about right now.
You fuck around the first time ever, and they're like, "Oh, babe, that was so good, babe. I'll see you in the morning, Dad."
I think baby moves and everything like that is just like another form of saying it. In my opinion.
Of saying what?
Okay, so if I say we'll say after 1 or 2 weeks, and I'm like, hey, boo, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on the other person, also first things first, but I feel like those words are now misconstrued too.
Wait.
Is what I'm saying. Long story short. It's because I can be like, hey, babe, and people are like, well, I call everybody babe.
Mm.
So now it's one of those, it's like, well, am I babe or am I really babe or who's really babe? You know, whatever the case may be. So I think that those terms now are misconstrued. Back in the gap, when you said babe, you knew that. You already knew she was official.
You knew what that meant.
That one thou wow. You know, ow. You know what I'm saying? She's official. So, but now it's like, if I say babe, it's like, okay, so what does that really mean?
Yeah.
Then you gotta ask questions.
Stuff is so confusing now. Like, it's like, are you single? Are you single? It's like,
Or single, or kind of, or we talk, like what we talk, but we don't talk to nobody else, but we ain't technically together.
Right.
But sometimes my ex come by, but we just friends. But it's like, just like,
I remember Hey Arnold. It was like, I like you or I like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on nowadays.
Like somebody literally can be like, damn, I'm really feeling you. And you be like, okay, elaborate.
We gotta figure this out. Like, are we trying to like make this a thing? Like we about to start seeing each other's families or something? Or what are we really doing? Like, what are we really doing?
Exactly.
So it's tough out here, man. It's really tough in these streets.
So check me out. With all this good guy turning out to be a Chucky, good girl turning out to be a Tiffany.
Oh, that was my kicker.
Yeah. And please don't forget it.
I haven't.
Please, I'm glad you don't. And I really want you to bring it, but.
Hey, I got a question too, so don't close it out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna. I want everything to be complete. We leaving complete. With all the bullshit that goes on in today's era and today, how people just move wild. They're not wild children. They're just moving wild. They might be children of the corn. But with people doing shit like this, like, do you feel, because a lot of shit don't work out. If you just want to be blunt and honest, a lot of shit don't work out. That's why it sounds like all across the board, we probably at a like 10, 15%, even me in a relationship. Other than where I'm at now, I don't believe in love very strongly. I believe it exists, but I don't believe like I can just walk out the door and be like, God's gonna send my wife next weekend. Like, I'm just like, I might go through 5 or 10 years of bullshit, you know? So when shit ends, do you feel that you need closure? Because now we like Blockbuster rental tapes now.
Okay.
We just like, oh, boom, that didn't work, return the tape, be kind, rewind. I might rewind it, I might not. I'm just gonna drop it back in the box and say, fuck it, I'm gonna get another tape. I'm just moving around. Do you feel that you need closure, or are you just cool with somebody just being like, yeah, I'm good on you, I'm just gonna go on?
I'm answering last.
Yeah. Oh, you
I'm answering last.
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go to the Lynneopoly next, so I hope she got one bacon in the oven on 350. I feel like, yeah. Or you want put on 400 juvenile? You know how we do it.
Like,
yeah.
If it's quick, yeah. You be on 400 too. So.
Yeah, you want a 400 degrees?
Yeah, if it's gonna be quick.
I feel like if we talking, I don't give a fuck what happened. It's just like, it didn't work. We tried. If we're in a relationship, or we was heading towards being in a relationship, I would like to know why this doesn't work out, or why you're moving on, or you're not going to be with me, or talk to me no more, or try to continue to pursue what we were pursuing. Or if we are together, I definitely want closure. I can't just wake up in the morning and then she looks over and be like, oh, your clothes are on the porch. Huh? I just was not really feeling it. What exactly was you not feeling? It. What about it? It just wasn't my style. I'm good. Like, I want to know what's going on. Like, I can't just be like, all right. All right, thank you. Boop.
Before the novel gets to that, I think I have to agree with women in this aspect, because that's what they all ask for, is closure. And I know as men, we don't give it most of the time.
Yeah, because we do that
all the time. Most of the time.
We should be like,
We just be riding. So I'm
chunking the deuce for the north and the south.
I'm gonna agree and give the women that one. They always want to know like what was the reason for you dismissing me.
You might get a text a week later.
Right.
You ain't heard from them in all the time.
Hey, I just want to know. Like it ain't even like we gonna be together again. I just want to know what's up. Like what did I do wrong so I can recover from my fuck ups or if I need to be better. So I can agree with that.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. We just want closure, and I feel like a lot of the times, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. I put it together from all these years.
You put all these puzzle pieces together.
I piece it together. I just watch things. So,
okay.
That y'all don't give us closure because y'all are just trying to keep us on the hook. Because hold on, if we don't get that closure, like you said, a week later, you get that text saying, hey, I just want to know if you're okay, what's going on? Because we're still in it. We don't know a reason why it broke up. We don't know nothing. We don't know if you did something, like if you moved on. We don't know anything. We're just like, y'all just left. Y'all said it's over. And so we're still hanging on. And I feel like y'all know we're hanging on. And y'all like, I'm just going to leave her there, leave her on pause. And I'm gonna go do my thing, and I can come back to that.
And we don't want them to move on either.
Because y'all can come back and give us some BS excuse. Oh, I was just trying to get myself together. It wasn't you. You can always push play and continue from that moment and just give us some BS excuse. Have you done this or not? Or,
I sure have.
I
sure have. Like, I sure the fuck have.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, I can piece it together.
I can never shut no episode off because that was, as the Sawildchild would say, large facts, huge facts.
Big facts, bro.
But real quick, the crazy thing is, just like I said, the lines are so blurred now that we're doing the same thing to y'all now. So it's just
big.
Because we know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So we're like, let's use it to our advantage. But
so just as y'all call us fuck boys, I'm gonna say fuck girls. Like that's really what's going on.
Hold on, let me load that gun up again.
Yeah, because that shit is the exact same way. Like, but I wanna give you that just the way y'all feel in regards to that closure. We actually want that closure too. So it's a even exchange in regards to if you leave us and we just want to figure out where the fuck you going and why. We just want to figure that out. Who, what, when, where, why. Let me know.
Ain't got no answers for you now.
Yeah, right? Ain't no exchange, nothing. It's just like,
you are sway.
You and we just, y'all expect us to deal with it because y'all think we have no feelings.
No. I mean, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So, and it's not saying y'all don't think we have no feelings. It's just that one of those things is like, where it's questionable in regards to our feelings because we don't show them. We don't show them. That's really where it lies.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's not our fault because that's definitely our fault. But at the same time, when y'all think we don't have no feelings, it's y'all fault too.
Assuming that.
Yeah, I think we all took a lesson from that R. Kelly song.
Real, bro. He put
no, not that. Not in
Oh, not that one. Oh, okay.
I forgot.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, there. He put it all out there. It's like sometimes you got to put it all out there. I feel you, Kels. I feel you. You got to put it all out there.
I don't know the name of the song, but I'm sure y'all know that. You better be careful.
Oh, what you say?
Because it might
turn around on you.
And that's where we're at. It turned around.
Sparkle.
Turn around.
If the shoe fits wearing, girl,
Yeah. That's it, bro.
We saw that on the last episode too. We got to keep saying, be careful out here. You got to walk around with a hazmat suit on and a condom.
But be true. Be true to yourself. and be true to others. Like that's really what it boils down to. Like if you can, the same things that you say to Shorty or dude or whoever it is, the same things that you say, yo, I'm not sure, I'm not ready, I'm talking to X, Y, and Z, we not together.
Honesty brings options.
Bring true to that day one, you know what I'm saying, and make sure you stand where you stand, and then she can make decisions, or he can make decisions in the situation, and y'all can go from there. That's it.
Right.
That's so true. Like
honesty gives options.
The relationship that I'm in right now, like I think I was just purposely saying stuff like "dump me," like honestly,
Just fuck it, I'm out. Like just go ahead and get rid of me.
Yeah, I was just giving all the information. Like, so you gonna dump me now? Because here it is. Here's the information.
There you go.
Here's the next thing.
There
You
you
gonna
go.
dump me now? Like, you know, because it's just kind of like I'd rather know now than 2 years later, 3 years later.
And
Why
like,
we
well,
going-
no, you remember you told me about that 2 years ago, and I really didn't stand for that. But you know, I was still. No, just tell me if you don't stand for it now, and we can just ride out. Like,
Exactly.
Right off the
Be
bat.
done
like
with
I'm gonna
it.
tell you, like, I'm divorced. I was married. I'm divorced. I still don't believe in relationships now. I tell y'all that shit up front. I'm not ready. You know, I tell y'all that shit up front. I give you that shit up front. And
Options is
go
key.
from there. I was like, I still enjoy having a good time. I enjoy good company. I'm not gonna treat you no certain way or any way. Say, well, girls, in my opinion, we're just gonna figure it out as we go. This is what happens.
Exactly. Because dudes doing that too, what you said earlier, taking a Snapchat or something and just being like, look at her. I've seen friends that we both know, that you may know them too, that ScorpionKing, that, you know, that they'll snap a female and they'll be like, look, I got this motherfucker cooking me breakfast. Right. Or they might be like, she let me see her debit card. She be like,
I know somebody like that.
you'll be like, she's so dumb. But when they're in her presence, they might just be like, you know, I'm kind of feeling you. Or
Dandelions and flowers and shit.
so, if you tell me, even as a man, if you tell me, look, it ain't shit. We just do what we do. I'm aware. I'm not emotionally involved with you because I already know. You told me from the jump. But if you tell me one thing and it's something else, then that's why it gets shocking for a woman. But a man may need closure too. I want to know what's up.
We sure do.
You can't just hit me and be like, oh, I got a new dude. I didn't like you after all. Hold on, what happened? I just wanted to. I was in the mood for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just...
We need that. We always need that. I think everybody needs that. I think you just need to close the book and open it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, are you going to shut the book? Like, just immediately shut it and the chapter's still here? Or are you going to wait
Did we make it to Revelations, or are we just going to shut it down at Mark?
You have to shut the book, donate it, and get rid of the thing. Like, it should be done.
Big fact.
Exactly.
If
Like,
they talking about shutting the book, then you shut the book too, and then fuck it, that's what we in.
Yeah.
We're going to check it back into the library. Put the date on it, check it back into the library, and end it.
You sitting there accumulating late fees.
Right, you know what I'm saying? For no reason, right?
Exactly.
Like, I might want to read that again. Just
Exactly. Tucking the ScorpionKing. Tell me about it. Do you need closure?
Like you said, everybody needs closure. But as men, you know, we don't give closure. Because we had that ego that we had.
what's that?
Beyonce tried to tell us about this.
I know.
Kanye told y'all. He admitted, he confessed.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a ego.
But in regards to what everybody was saying around the table, you know, men, we do have feelings. Like the watch I said, we don't show it. Some show it, some don't show it. I put like that. It depends on who the person is.
And most don't.
And me personally, I can say for myself, I don't show my feelings.
You don't?
I don't.
Does it just take you a while, or you just haven't gotten around to it in any relationship?
I mean, I put it like this. For as I can say, no, I don't recall no relationship.
You never show feelings?
So, no feelings. No closure.
Or closure?
No.
You just disappear. Like,
I mean,
So let's keep it a buck. Have you ever... Go ahead.
just real quick, I was watching Cheaters the other day, right? This is amazing. Like, I swear y'all need to go back and watch the next that was on MTV
Okay.
and watch Cheaters. Best
Okay.
thing in my life. Like,
Oh my God.
anyway, so I was watching it, and the Cheaters guy, the host guy, was like, why did you do this? Why did you do this? You should have just told him and stuff like that. The guy was really broken up about it and sad, and she was like, well, you were just too nice of a guy, I needed something different. And then he was like, well, what were you gonna do? When were you gonna tell him? She was like, I was just gonna get my stuff and leave. Like, when he wasn't there. And I was like, what? People are doing that? Like, when the person isn't there, they just take their stuff and go? That's the thing?
People go through that. Like, you just
no
come home and
mention.
the shit is gone.
No mention of a breakup. Just
walk in the door and you're like, oh.
So what if you're not living together? How does that work?
oh, well,
So like, do you just like text message? Like, are you send a pigeon? Carry a pigeon? Or
people-
change your number.
Hold on.
Just change the number.
People is breaking up through text. And even that, we be wanting a phone call. Like, that's what's crazy, because men has shown to be heartless so long that when it comes to the, like, hey, give me a call, tell me what's up, let me know. And it's just like, I'm good, this happened, and your stuff's outside, or, whoa, what happened? Like,
we gonna shout out to Snapchat, because you can actually send now a long video clip in regards to breaking up or anything like that. Like, and I ain't saying that it's been done already, but just think about it right now. Like, you can even put the unlock button to where you send like 5 clips or something, the way you could talk.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is like, look, baby, look, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? This really just ain't working.
you just do it like
You know what I'm
that.
saying? I loved everything. I loved the cakes, you know what I'm saying? They was good, but at the same time, you really just not good for me. Like, I just feel like we just need the X, Y, and Z. I already got another shorty on the way, you know what I'm saying? Everything, blah, blah, blah. You can literally put it out there.
Just like the whole conversation.
Just like that. And that's the reason why I was like,
You're like going live or something.
right. And this, you know what? And I'm gonna put it back on topic. Would a good guy do you like that, or a good girl do you like that, or would that just be the bad guy?
I think
Watch-
a good guy would do it worse.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Juice.
The whole reason we brought this up is because sometimes, and that's why we're talking closure, that's why we're talking what's going on in relationships, period, now. Because if you really think about it, some people is just like, this is what's going on, I'm done. Nobody gives a fuck about how you feel about it, period.
How you feel?
It's just
That's
like,
right.
that's how they're just like, we gonna do this. Yeah, and it may not be no closure, it may not be none of that shit.
Bad is bad, good is good. That's just really what it boils down to.
And sometimes it's
bad is bad, good is good.
sometimes
You know,
it's
no
that
sugar.
sweet guy that you're like, oh, the female may be like, this guy's great. He the one that may be full of shit. With us as men, we may get with a female that we're like, man, she's really cool. She don't fuck with nobody. She doesn't do anything. She might be the one that's worse than the thotty around the bend.
Could've been with a thought.
And you
I
like,
could have been with a thought.
yeah.
Think about that shit. You know what I mean? I could have been with the thoughty. You know what I'm saying? She didn't go to church, but she, you know what I'm saying? She did a 7-10 split. God damn it. I know she did that. God damn shit. It'd be like that. And that, I'm going to bring it back on topic. Like, I wouldn't even say. So, Chucky was Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
But
Heard.
he treated Tiffany like a motherfucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't say that about Charles. About him treating anybody in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Cause
Well,
Charles let you know what it was.
Well, Charles let you know what it was, but Chucky, he got on with his business and wanted to give Tiffany the world. And he was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And all Tiffany wanted to do was give Chucky the world, and she was a bad guy. Bad girl.
And the good guy was blinking his eyes saying, hi, I'm Chucky.
Wanna play.
Yeah.
And they never said what he wanted to do or play with who.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form.
And even looks, you're like, hey, this person, he looks like a great
He's
guy.
appealing. He's appealing, but Chucky came out and was like, yo,
Scars on his
I'm
face.
about to kill you, bitch. Like, that's what's about to happen. But I'm about to kill you because I want to give my girl Tiffany the world.
So you can get transferred to your real body.
Right? So I just want to get to you, real body girl. You know, we're going to make this, we're going to do this, that, whatever. Now, I'm not selling, he wasn't selling her dreams and everything like that, but
She knew what's up.
it seemed like he was genuine and true.
Wasn't that, what was it, Seed of Chucky? Wasn't he worse than Chucky? And he was supposed to look all nice and... That was like the under the radar Chucky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was supposed to be... He looked nice and innocent.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time he was nice and innocent, but he
Look.
was doing worse than Chucky.
Worse.
This conversation sounds hilarious listening to it, but if you really think about it,
Yeah.
that's what's going on. A dude can find a female that you can call her the Tiffany. A girl can find a good guy doll.
Charles.
He looks nice. He carries himself well. His hair is brushed to the side.
Yeah.
He ain't shit. And Chucky out here, he is Chucky. he just ain't showing you the real face, his real face. You know what I'm saying? He turned around and you're like, what's all these scars on your face? This how I really fucking get down.
Yeah.
And had you just presented yourself as Chucky, she might have the option to be like, you're not that bad. You told me what it was.
Tell me what it is.
This other guy blinking his eyes saying, hey, want to play? You don't want to play. You want to play me.
So I got a question.
What's up?
Have y'all ever been a Chucky? And like, when you were being a Chucky, did you ever look at the person and say, dang, like, how are they still here and I'm being a Chucky right now?
I definitely went through that.
You been it or you went through it?
You were a Chucky.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I've seen it and I've done it.
Yeah.
So.
Did you wonder how they still sticking around? Or you were just like...
Yeah.
Did it make you act worse? Or you were just like...
You're just like, since I got away with this?
A little bit of both.
Let's take it to the next level.
Like I was like, I don't even know. I wondered, like, let's see how far I can get away with it. But at the same time, I was like, damn, is it really worth it? Mm-hmm. You know, so I've done both. Definitely.
I would say the Velvet Juggernaut has been Chucky. Like, I think, unless we're just that angelic, I think we would all be lying if we say, as far as us men, that if we say we haven't. But I think it goes into a lot of episodes that we spoke about when we're trying to be what we think they want.
Of course.
And I'm in a new space that I'm like, hey, I like to do this. I drink. I play video games. I do this. Do you like me? This is who I'm.
They wanted a Chucky?
No, I didn't think they wanted Chucky, but
You just give the upfront information like Chucky.
yeah.
Chucky was like, yo, I'm about to go kill this bitch with this blade in my hand just so I can see about getting this body and giving you the world. Like, what's up?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, prior to now, I feel like I never been, just showed you a whole counterfeit person. But I probably have done stuff that's, later on, I'm like, I probably should have just said, this is what it is.
Of course.
So now I just see shit differently. So I'm just like, hey, I'm Chucky, want to play? You have to say I'm Chucky, want to play.
I'm Chucky, and I got the blade in my hand, too, and it's letting you know I want to play. Mm-hmm. Not the Chucky without the blade in his hand. It's just like, smile on the face with the freckles.
Yeah.
I got the scars on my face, too, to show you.
Yeah, the freckles go away even.
The body's behind you.
Right, yeah. Like, just a trail of blood, and like, I want all that.
You're like, that's...
But do you still want to play, though?
Yeah.
I got these behind me, but do you want to play?
Yeah. You just have to, like, really let somebody know what the fuck it is. And this is why I really feel that if I became single tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm optimistic. It's a happy world out here. Skip and drill the cotton candy. Love is gonna come my way. I'm just gonna be like, damn, I don't want to be single out here. And if I was single out here, just how Lynneopoly said she would be the cat lady, I would just be the video games man. I'll have all the games and maybe a puppy. I'm just like, I'm cool. I'm
just gonna figure it out.
Cause have you ever felt like this? And I can ask the men, have you ever felt like this? Like when I was single, I have been talking to people and we quit talking. And I ain't even gonna just say I quit talking to them. There have been times it was reversed. They quit talking to me and I didn't feel nothing. Like I was numb. I didn't feel like there was like, yeah, I ain't gonna talk to you no more. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I just put the phone down and I was like, oh, I wonder what's on Netflix. Let's see some new. Like I didn't feel like, damn, I need a handkerchief. I'm gonna cry my heart out. I really need to, let's go on a long walk. I just was like, I'm straight. And I really was straight. I just was really straight. I was just like, I'm good. And I was like, damn, am I heartless? Or I just knew there was nothing
I definitely done that.
here.
I definitely done that.
And then, ScorpionKing, have you ever felt like that? Like some shit ended and like you didn't feel, you were almost like not human. You're just like, all right, cool. Yeah. How did you, what made you say like, whoa, like I'm really not bothered by this?
I mean, they hit me up or just out the blue, I don't hear from them for a while. I'm like, well, on to the next.
What's a while? A day? 2 days?
It can be a day. I say no, I'll take it with. I can say if I ain't heard from them like 3 weeks, continue to keep going, like, okay.
You already know what it is.
Control, Alt, Delete.
I'm not gonna lie. If a girl don't hit me up in at least a week,
You're concerned already, like
we ain't even worry about it.
yeah. But it's crazy that you can be that way because it was a time, and if you do care for somebody like that, you might feel like, damn. Have you ever been through this, Lynneopoly? Like
What?
You quit talking to somebody or they quit talking to you, and you really was like, you was really dead ass cool. You was like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like you didn't fall out on the floor and
Yeah, I mean, I've had those times where I was fine, and then I've had those times where I wasn't fine. Like,
Damn, that's fucked up.
yeah. And I'm like asking the whys and all that, or I got the closure, and I'm like, that's not closure enough. I need that extra closure.
Okay, I feel that.
So,
I feel that.
real shit.
I mean, but I've also had it where, you know, I called them or whatever, and then I'm like, hey, we should just be friends, and then they're like, yeah, we should just be friends too. It's like, okay, cool, and that's the end of the conversation.
Kicker right here.
Yeah.
So y'all know there's like an image with a clock, and so there's a clock and the image, and then I think there's a heart. I think I remember if I'm not mistaken. And then in regards to the image, there's a heart with like the clock is holding like the Band-Aid, and he's going to the heart like in the back, and he's trying to cover the heart's wound.
Yeah.
In regards to the back, so in regards to that, it's pretty much saying like time heals all wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question to the cast in regards to that is, do you think time heals all wounds? Or do you think not only does time, but also the next motherfucker that comes through heals all wounds?
I think I'm going to go with time.
Time?
Because that next person might add to it. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say time myself.
Time.
Okay. I'm thinking time, depending on the time. I think it is time. But at the same time, you might have that person that does give you that time. That may heal your wounds too.
Sometimes I feel like the new person it's kind of like a rebounds type situation. Not saying the new person's fake, but I am saying like if you move on and it depends on how much time was in between before the new person came along. The new person can come along and you might be with them, but you might honestly still be thinking about whoever was there prior. And sometimes they might be the one that make you think of the other person. They might say, oh, I don't like ketchup on my sandwich. And you might be like, oh, she used to not like ketchup on her sandwich. Or, I love Applebee's. You'd be like, oh, we used to go to Applebee's. But then again, they might show you other stuff that's the opposite. Like you might be like, hey, let's watch Breaking Bad. I love that show. They might be like, I hate that show. That's trash. And you might be like, oh, she would have never said that. I'm done with you. You know, it's small little things, but it's just like when you move on to another person and they begin to show you other stuff that you're not accustomed to, you gotta go through the whole, what's your favorite show? What's your favorite food? You don't like jalapenos? She used to like jalapenos. It's like
the process is so tough.
You have to go through that whole.
It's so tough. Dude.
When I was growing up, I grew up hard. Yeah, blah blah blah. To me, my favorite part of a relationship is beyond the beginning. Everybody says the beginning is the favorite part because you're getting to know each other. It's cool you want to get to know somebody, of course, but I like the point where I can say, babe, can you make me a sandwich? Cool. And she make it and she'll be like, do you like lettuce? Do you like mayonnaise? I'm like, she used to know how I like it. Like, I'll be like, can you bring me a drink? Do you like vodka? Or do you like I'm like, she used to know how I liked it. And be like,
it's very true.
Babe, can you wash these clothes? Do you wash your whites and your colors together? I'm like, she used to know how I did it. Like, so it's like you gotta do all that shit over. It's like, oh yeah, and you can't really hold them accountable because you're like, it's new. And you're like, damn, we was good. Even like I said before, like even sex gets better over time because I'm like, you know what I like now, versus like shit is just new and you just like whatever you know what I'm saying. it's just like it's a new learning process, and you're like, oh, you don't like me to suck your toes. Shit.
With that said, I feel like after you break up with somebody, I think y'all should do it one more time. I think you should do it one more time because look, just think.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you. Keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
Like Velvet mentioned in the beginning of this, that when you first do it, it's like some mediocre, basic stuff, right? Mm-hmm. By the end of your relationship, you're doing backflips and doing whatever, right?
Right.
You break up. You're gonna come back, and
more
I feel
fire.
like you're gonna come back
better than ever. You know what I mean?
You're gonna come back like the beginning.
No.
So it's gonna. Yes, you are.
If it's been a while,
it's gonna be trash, and you're gonna be like, I don't need this. You're gonna come back like the beginning. You're gonna come back like the beginning. So you're telling me you're gonna give the person you broke up with A1 sex?
Give her what she remember, what she hate. And why she do?
While you having that A1 sex, you gonna get caught up in it too, because she's gonna give A1 back, and that's gonna give.
Hold on, before I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people at the edge of their seat.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: if you break up and you honestly haven't been with nobody else, you might come back the same. Because really, let's be honest, sex is based off experience. So if you just say I broke up for a while, you be with somebody else. I don't care what you say. A lot of times men just do what we're used to doing. So if we just say you eat this girl out all the time, then you come back and you're like, oh yeah, I'm finna go down on you. And she's like, you remember, I don't like that. And you're like, oh, big facts. I'ma lick your neck. I don't like that. Oh, what was your thing? Like, because it's kind of like you've been elsewhere. You're just bringing what you're like, well, this is what I was doing over here. So talk to me.
I need to hear these answers over here.
It was working over here.
I got a backup question to this. Like, go ahead.
Okay, I feel like he should. I feel like Scorp should answer first.
Go for it, Scorpion.
Because I got a lot of feedback.
I'm not saying we're not coming. Hey, ready?
Are y'all ready? Let's score. You gotta let Scorp answer first because I got some shit to say.
Well, then I'm asking the follow up once he finishes.
Yeah, because you know I got it. I was about to get busy.
Ready? When you come back.
Why do you do that? Why do you give them the A1 instead of some just basic?
When you come back.
Stuff? Why do you do that?
You trying to make her remember?
Yeah. Remember what you had.
So with that said,
hold on. After
okay.
Then that's when it comes. I miss you.
Boom. That was my follow up question.
Hold on.
That's when that happens. You know what? But I'm saying that's when that happens. That's when you get that from us. Yeah. You know. Because you gave us the A1, and so now we're like, hey, I missed that. Yeah. My point is, when you give them the basic, it's just like
you might do it and go home.
You're like thinking, I'm done. She's like everybody's like, I'm done here.
It was just an experiment.
Well, go ahead. My bad.
So I'm going to agree with Scorp, and the only reason why I'm agree with Scorp is because of the simple fact that the man only got a few things, and I dick is one of them. So the simple fact of is like, hey, yo, I'm not gonna give you no limp noodle dick, so that way you can talk about me at the end of the day.
Hey, no.
If we gonna break up, we gonna break up, but you still gonna know this dick is A1 duck sauce. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be goddamn steak sauce. You gonna know it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Him with the duck sauce.
Not. Like if you come back, I mean you better than ever.
Come fuck the duck.
That way, even if you got what you got is good and great and whatever, you can still talk about me to your friends, and I can still get some play.
What about even your at fan?
That. And I'm not saying you are, but you can't talk down on me like, yeah, I left him, dick was mediocre and blah blah blah. You ain't gonna never talk about my dick game like it ain't like it's just you just ain't gonna do that.
So what about the follow up question? Like when you did that, did she call you back or text you with the "I miss you"? When can we?
And that's perfectly fine. But guess what?
In your past experience.
Yeah. So if it happens, guess what? No response.
You just like, I'm gonna drop it off and depart and let you know.
Now you have a different reputation of. See, look, this.
Now you become the fuckboy.
Follow me on the full theory here.
I got you.
Let me give you the full theory because I'm listening.
Talk to me.
I'm trying to give you all. And I'm just like.
Hey, come on, tell me something.
I'm interested in your insights. Go ahead.
I have insights. So I kind of forgot because I'm kind of drunk. And. But,
tip up the cups for Lynneopoly, y'all.
You know how we do it.
And that's Lynneopoly, Lynneopo.
Don't forget the other N.
I did say NN.
This thing can be played back. LYNNE.
I said that, right?
POLY at Gmail.
I was saying LYNNEOPOLY@gmail.com.
And not OPP.
Okay, so my thing is that when y'all broke up, she was already crying on her friend's shoulder saying, man, it was so good, this and that. And also, hold on, throughout the relationship, it's been like, oh, my dude's like this, my dude's like that. She may not give full details, but they know that you're A1. They already know this. This is known. So when you come back and say, this is all you're getting now, goodbye, she's not going to call you no more. That's cut off, that's done. She's going to say, I'm done with him. And now her friends can say, hey, you know, since you're done with Tiffany, no addict, then you know, I'm here. Like, I'm available. I heard that you're A1. So
that's fine.
And that's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to give you the code to it. You don't give her the A1 so she comes back. Because now she's going to say you did it with her and then you ditched her. So now her friends are going to be like, dang, like he's going to do it with me and ditch me too.
You're trying to get some referral intercourse.
So, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get you the referral bonus.
I'm not, and you know what, and I appreciate that because I would definitely like to know how the referral bonus works because of the simple fact that in the event that, like, if she does come back and you give her that limp noodle, you know what I'm saying, then I feel like that's going to be the last thing that she talks about.
She ain't gonna remember all the other times.
She already gave you the referral.
Right. So I'm pretty sure she did. And I'm not saying she didn't. So we'll say she gave her the referral at the beginning. You know, I was giving her that Matumbo. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving her that Tiger Uppercut. I'm giving her the 300 kick. I'm giving her the everything. Yeah. And then at the end of it, and she came back that one more time. Because the last time is what you really, truly remember. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm saying in regards to saying, hey, this is what can lead towards that.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why I do agree with Sawildchild. I'm going to tell you, I notice.
Skip, scabs, and scallywags, the scandalous.
Women have a trend, okay? Watch, women have a trend. If you, just say you're in a relationship, you bang the fucking back out Monday. Tuesday, she ready to get back to it. You bang her back out Tuesday. Wednesday, she ready to get back to it. It'd be cool Wednesday, alright. Thursday, y'all might go straight to bed. Friday, y'all might try, and if you don't be like it was Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, y'all might go straight to bed. For any man that's honest and tell the goddamn truth and say, I blowed her back out Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, I was kind of tired, I didn't do it. Thursday, y'all ain't gonna do it. And when y'all do it again, it's, to me, I did the math on this. I'm like, it is, because you remember that last time when I was tired and I didn't give you the skip and dip, as Sawildchild would say. But when I come back with that thunder on Friday, Saturday, you're gonna be like, you tired? You still? Because I remember yesterday and I want some more yesterday.
So the only reason why I'm like, me and Lynneopoly is going back and forth in regards to what she say as consistency.
Teeter-tot.
So, in regards to me consistently giving you that A1 duck sauce.
During the relationship, yes.
During the relationship, and then I end on limp noodle. Like I said, and that was the only reason I can say this is because of the simple fact that I know that in regards to the last time that you had. So, we'll say, for example, that you go to McDonald's all the time. And you getting great nuggets. You getting the goddamn A1 duck sauce, crispy, chicken, hot, goddamn nuggets. From this one McDonald's. And then you go to McDonald's again and...
On the other street.
On the other street. You're like, well, goddamn it. We even say the same place.
But you already told people this one over here gives A1 nuggets. I'm not going to believe you the one time you say it doesn't. Why would I believe that?
So look. The statistics show that...
My chicken nuggets?
Hold on. And then you tell me they kicked you out because you were acting crazy. And then you're like, I hate those nuggets over there. I'm not going to believe you.
Here's the kicker.
Don't keep lying on
because what ends up happening is when you have that worst experience, just that one time. So we say you go to the same McDonald's and you like, man, yo, these nuggets. And you, like I said, I'm not saying you didn't tell people. We're saying you told people. You're like, yo, these nuggets is official. I went to the same day McDonald's 10 times and these nuggets are official. And you go that 11th time, and you go and you're like, yo, these nuggets is trash. They would switch cooks and everything. Just as much as you told the people about the good nuggets, and then you tell those exact same people about the bad nuggets.
They want to try this?
I'm saying, I'm just giving you.
I'm letting you finish.
Just as much as you told them people about the good nuggets, you told those exact same people about the bad nuggets. Guess what? At that point that you told them about the bad nuggets, they're not going to want to go to their McDonald's.
Okay, so now you check this out. Like, first of all, we as women know that last time is BS. Like, if my friend comes back to the whole time she's saying, hey, it was A1, it's A1, and stuff like that. Y'all break up. Y'all do it once. And I'm not saying do it trash. It's not what trash.
It's not what you remember.
Subpar work.
Yeah, just me out there. It's like, it's done. It's like, okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It's still something that she can lightweight talk about.
Yeah, like...
Okay, so now we're on the same page.
Like, she's just like, I came back, it was kind of so-so, I'm done with that guy.
Okay, so now we're on the same page.
Type of thing. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying give her trash.
Like, okay. Now we're on the same page.
Like,
so we still giving her a quality D.
Yeah, decent.
It's just not...
You have had better days.
Right.
You
know I've had better days, and you giving her like the... We'll say the C. We'll even say C minus. We're just giving her the average, below average type work, but it's still good enough to where she could have may or may not had her fix or whatever. But it was still something to talk about. So you gave us something to talk about, and not just say, "Nah, I ain't gonna talk about shit." All right, we're on the same page now. Let's go.
David, I'm gonna go ahead and take a bet at the Scorpion King, and before we get to the shout outs, I think you already told us that you do not provide them.
But do y'all believe in my theory? Do y'all feel like this theory is like
Yeah, I believe in it.
Let me make sure I understand it. So, if you come back, you give them mediocre, they may or may not mess with you again.
They probably won't.
Yeah. But it's still something to talk about.
And so you're still good. Your name is still good out there.
Yeah.
Your friend may come along. I don't know if that's what you're into, but you know.
I want a quick answer on this. Have you ever not just say you wasn't messing with somebody no more? Y'all messed around on random? And y'all didn't do it consistently going forward. It was just like, oh, Friday I was drunk. I called you and I came through. We did it. It wasn't trash. You didn't think it was trash. I didn't think it was trash, but I'm not calling you tomorrow. And everybody went on with life.
Yeah, I've definitely done it.
ScorpionKing, have you done it? No. I've done it. Have you done it?
I don't think so.
So, with that being said, definitely want to go ahead and to the shout outs. You got here. I'm going to put up my list.
Oh, my God.
Definitely want to make sure everybody gets their shout out accordingly. You know how we do business around this motherfucker and this Velvet Vibes. I want to make sure that we hit Defmatic. I want to make sure the Valley Cookie Company, that's Sharon Cookie Company. You know how we do it. Definitely want to make sure to get my offspring. Definitely want to make sure that we hit From the Bottom. You know how we do it. Definitely want to make sure that we can get Golden Nuts. Definitely want to make sure that we can get here the whole Pimpcast squad clique. You know how we want to do it around here. Millie Rock on every block. You know how we do things around this motherfucker. I definitely want to make sure that my group, that Velvet Vibes Pimpcast group, we gotta make sure that we, gotta make sure that Mississippi is hit. You definitely, that's what I'm talking about. Sawildchild. You get your shout outs in here. Definitely want to make sure to get that Texas, cause you know how we roll. I'm sitting here looking at all of my fellow shout outs. I want to make sure that we hit people by their location. I want to tell y'all who's listening. I'm looking here. I see that Brazil been tuning in. I see that France been tuning in. I see that Finland been tuning in. I see that Sweden been tuning in. I see that Canada been tuning in. Views from the 6. I see that Germany been tuning in. I see that Senegal, been tuning in. I see that Jamaica, been tuning in. I see that United Kingdom, go ahead and stand up. Making it all the way to the United States. They give it up for San Antonio, Texas, which is the majority of the listenership. Go ahead and stand up and make sure you're holding a Carnegie soda in your hand. You definitely want to make sure to hit that Jackson, Tennessee. I see you on the list. I definitely want to make sure to hit that Madison, Wisconsin. I see you on the list. Ashburn, Virginia. Go ahead and stand up and fire something up. I know how you get down up there. San Francisco, Cali. I see you on the list. Houston, Texas. I definitely want to make sure you get your shout out. Tupelo, Mississippi. I see you on the list. New York, I see you on the list. that Valley, Alabama. I see you on the list. And the final one that's on the list, make sure to give it up for the Sun Valley, Nevada. If you want to hit me and the Velvet Vibes Pimpcast, you definitely want to make sure to hit me at that 100. That's 100%. velvet@gmail.com. Make sure you spell percent out. Don't use the percent symbol. 100% velvet@gmail.com. Definitely make sure to pass it right to Lynneopoly. Go ahead and drop each and every person and each and every city and state and area code that deserves it.
You already said
I just want to give a shout out to just family, friends in the whole Texas, Houston, San Antonio, DFW. Also, I'm still crying over my school, you know. But
oh, it happened?
Jack Gates, yeah.
You know,
it's happening. I don't think they officially tore it down yet, but
it's happening. Oh, I remember you saying that last time. I was like, is it happening? Oh, shoot.
You know, like that school was like a major pillar. It was a pillar in the community. And a positive and a quit playing. Just for the positive and a negative. Like that was like the segregated school for Houston. Okay. So like that was in 3rd Ward, and it's like the one of like the first schools. Like my dad went there and everything. So
that's tough.
Yeah.
So it is tough.
Yeah, there's memories there. So yeah, just to see it change. Because now it's going to be like a state-of-the-art type school. I guess because it's next to TSU and U of H. So they're trying
Are they tearing it down or they're making it something else?
They're tearing it down. And they're making it something else, yeah. So it's not just like...
going to be marked off the map.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to still call it Jack Yates.
I wonder, are they going to keep the building or are they going to tear it down and build something else?
They're going to actually tear the building down.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be like state-of-the-art building. Like I said, it's next to TSU and U of H, so they're trying to get that whole image, new image for the neighborhood. It's 3rd Ward, so...
They're trying to build up 3rd Ward pretty much.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like...
Beyonce may have something to do with it.
No, let's not blame those people.
I mean, that's not if you really think of it, I mean, she may actually have something to do with it.
She might hit a LeBron James, though, and turn it into something awesome, so...
It's true.
That's true.
So, yeah, good and bad, positive.
Who you pass it to?
Your email?
Oh, your email.
And my email is Lynneopoly. That's LYNNEOPOLY @gmail.com. And that's Lynneopoly on all platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So
give it up for Scooby-Doo. I think I heard Scooby-Doo in the background.
You know about Who
you passing it to?
Sawildchild.
Right on the board.
You know what it is. You know how it goes. You know where I go. Anywhere the life takes me. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you listening and loving and listening. But back to my pimp voice. Pimpin'. You know how we do this when we shut it down. We gonna give a shout out to my offspring because that's the first and foremost. Loving and living. My offspring has traveled around this world more than I have, and that's unacceptable. So that means I gotta live my life just a little bit more pimping, okay? Because there's hoes everywhere.
In different area codes?
In different area codes. Shout out to Nate Dogg for the singing. But we're gonna get back to these shout outs. Pimpcast first and foremost. We love y'all. We're gonna give a shout out to Velvet in this goddamn Space Jam jersey that he got on. Yes, Lord. If it ain't no movie like no other movie. You know what I'm saying? Jordan played in his first movie, Space Jam.
Hey.
We're gonna give a shout out to the freaking group, the freaking of this group. Goddamn Velvet Vibe Pimpcast group. We appreciate y'all responding, loving, living, and loving. We do see any and every one of y'all, several ones of y'all comments. We gonna get to them, I promise.
Hey.
And the love of who you love and how you love. And when you love good, love strong, love hard. I know we talk a lot of shit around here.
But we mean it.
But we do mean it. And at the same time, it's all the way out here pimping, okay? But until then, continue to pimp and pimping, okay? We love y'all, okay? I'm feeling myself. I'm loving myself. So I'm going to shout out to myself.
Hey.
Because can't nobody do it like yourself, okay? So you remember that. And until then, until next time, until we unwind, while we drink this wine or whatever you're drinking, whatever you're sipping, just keep it.
Hey.
And we gonna pass it on.
It's ScorpionKing.
I don't think I can finish after that. First and foremost, I'm giving a shout out to the group, the podcast, right here, live. The Offsprings, all around the table. Give a shout out to the SIP 662, Jackson, Tennessee. I know that's what the area my little girl is, so they represent real heavy and hard right now. Give a shout out to the Cooking Valley Company, Loud Podcast, Deathmatics, my boy Golden Nuts, Jonathan B., my brother Marcus Miller, the whole Texas. I'm not gonna give a lot of names. Cities in Texas this time, so they gonna say Texas. There you go. You know, just keeping it real. You know, love the group, love the comments, keep them coming, cause we all be watching, looking, peeking, running.
Peeing.
The whole except.
Definitely pissing. Definitely pissing.
So y'all give us something to talk about each and every day. So keep it up. We watching.
Hey. With that being said, you look like you had
Wait,
some.
man, side note, man, if y'all really fool with us, man, like, really fool with us 1,000%. Don't be half-ass fooling, okay?
Hey.
Like, if you see something, like, if it don't relate to you, cool. I would actually rather you comment, hey, this don't relate to me. You know, type vibe. Like, I mean,
Don't run from it.
Yeah, don't run from us, man. We trying to do something. I mean, I don't think this has ever been done in San Antonio. So I would really respect and if you in there, don't just comment to something that you know. Comment to something that you don't know. You know, and if you got a brain of any kind, and big facts, you know what I'm saying? If you got a brain of any kind, respond to some shit, because this will enhance your topic. Like, if you got to go do some research or anything like that, like, I mean, say some stuff. It don't matter. That's what the group is for. If you can post a comment and you want to post a post and be approved and everything like that, then the involvement got to be there. So we love y'all in regards to that, but we trying to make this a thing. We trying to do this so we ain't got to do nothing else no more and continue to entertain it. So please help us help y'all.
Boom. And with that being said, ScorpionKing, go ahead and drop that email, and I'm going to drop that gospel to him.
You supposed to drop.
Yeah, you can go ahead and tell him what your email is, and it's put in your sexual voice.
There you go.
My email address is magicmike3205@gmail.com.
Boom. And if you got a message for us, voicemail, feedback, or if you just want to be on the show, or if you just want to share a situation that we might need to talk about, recent dates you went on, hit us up at 210-580-4326. And again, that's 210-580-4326. Spells out for fan. You know we got it. We got verbiage in the phone number. Holla at me. Done stepped in the room, slide me the microphone, the game is through. Hold up something, yeah, you knew. The mink is purple, got the move. To all the listeners in the tribe, about to have some velvet vibes. In the house, Jim or the ride, reach over and pull that wine. Now we gon' drop it on your mind. Don't let nothing or nobody steal the vibe. Velvet Vibes is the one that you can't pass. If you ain't know, the Pimpcast on your ass.